Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're cracking open a really fascinating lecture from 1988 that completely reframes how we think about personal growth and spiritual awakening.
So let's jump right in with the question that's really at the heart of this entire talk. Are you 100% sure that the choices you're making day in and day out are actually your own?
Listen to this startling claim the speaker makes right at the beginning. The idea is that so many of us, without even having a clue, are being influenced by these unseen spiritual forces. It's like our lives are being pulled by strings we can't even see. But wait, this isn't supposed to be a message of doom and gloom. Not at all. He actually frames this realization as the very first step toward true freedom. It's a powerful wake-up call to cut those strings and finally get back to your life's real purpose. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you cut the strings? Well, according to him, the key is hidden inside a concept that most of us think we get, but we might have totally missed the point of. And that concept is hansei, or reflection.
When we think of reflection, we usually think about looking backwards, right? It's about listing our failures, correcting what we did wrong, basically just trying to get our spiritual bank account back to zero.
But here's where he totally flips the script. The lecture argues that true reflection isn't some passive review. Nope, it's an active, creative, forward-looking force. Think of it as the engine you use to build a better you. And by doing that, you actually create a better world around you.
In this new definition of reflection, it really shows us a fundamental fork in the road in how we approach our own inner power. The speaker lays it out as a choice between two different sources of light.
So, on one side, you've got the path of prayer, which he connects to Christ. In this view, light and help come from a God that's external, outside of you. It's based on the idea that we're fundamentally in need of help from a higher power. But then you have the path of reflection, which he connects to Buddha. This path teaches that the light, the divine power, your Buddha nature, is already inside of you, just waiting for you to wake it up.
And the imagery he uses to describe the ultimate goal here is just wow. He's saying this inner light isn't just some nice poetic metaphor. It's a real, tangible spiritual state. The whole point of reflection is to become this self-sustaining source of massive spiritual energy, like a shining golden statue.
Okay, that sounds incredibly powerful, but how do you actually do it? Where do you even begin? Well, the lecture gives us some ancient but really practical starting points.
He points us to a teaching he says comes from Ramu, from the ancient continent of Mu. And it boils down to these three simple but super profound questions you ask yourself every single day. It's a blueprint for love, for inner quiet, and for making sure you're always growing.
And he doesn't just leave it in ancient history. He connects these ideas to a framework a lot more people might know, the Buddhist Eightfold Path. And he offers his own modern take on it to make these big ideas usable for us right now.
So, let's take right view. This isn't just about having the correct opinion on something. No. He defines it as seeing with this kind of divine, mirror-like clarity. It's about seeing other people without your own biases, seeing yourself without making excuses, and seeing what happens in your life with total, brutal honesty.
Or how about right speech? Again, it's so much bigger than just don't tell lies. The real question to ask yourself is, did my communication, everything from my words to my emails to the look on my face, did it help lift someone else up? Did it ignite a little spark of truth in their heart?
All right, as we get to the core of this whole lecture, the speaker makes one thing absolutely crystal clear. This path of reflection, it isn't just a helpful tip. It's a non-negotiable requirement. And he talks about this from direct personal experience. He describes being able to spiritually see what happens when someone sincerely reflects. He says negative spiritual attachments just get severed. Instantly, they fall away from a person like a cut rope. The power is real, and the result is immediate.
And that all leads to this final, unwavering declaration. There are no other routes, no backdoors. This practice of deep, honest, creative reflection is the one and only gateway to true self-realization. He couldn't be more certain about it.
And so, we're left with a pretty direct question to think about in our own lives. Are we just cleaning up the past, or are we actively building our future? Have we found the gate?